begin with the border. So nextly, we are going to work the border onto the length side of this rectangle piece. Choose which side you want to keep for the front, and then onto any of its length side in the corner, tie the thread if you're changing the shade. So here I'm going to work with this gray shade. So in the corner, I'm just tying it with sturdy knots. The border that we are going to work is a simple 2-row repeat. So here, insert the hook into the very first stitch, pull up a loop and work 1 chain, and then insert the hook into the same stitch again and work 1 SC. So we created 1 SC in the corner stitch. Insert the hook into the next space available and work 1 SC. So we have created 2 SCs. To begin our row 1, chain 5, 4 and 5. Skip 4 DCs below, insert the hook into the 5th DC and work 1 SC like this. So we created 2 SCs at the edge and then we worked 5 chains. Skip 4 DCs, in the 5th one we worked 1 SC, chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Again skip 4 DCs below, insert the hook into the 5th DC, work 1 SC. Chain 5 again, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Skip 4 DCs below, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Insert the hook into the 5th one, work 1 SC. This is the first round of a border and a very simple round of 5 chains and 1 SC, alternating with each other. Chain 5 again, skip 4 DCs below. Into the 5th one, insert the hook, work 1 SC. Very easy, very simple round. So we created 2 SCs in the corner. And then we worked 5 chains, 1 SC, 5 chains, 1 SC, skipping 4 DCs below. And just like this, keep moving till you reach the end here. I'll see you here. So here I'm just nearing the end of this row, working my 5 chains, skip 4 DC into the 5th one. I have worked my last SC and then around this chain 4 also insert the hook and work 1 more SC. So we have 2 SCs again on this end as well. Row 1 completed. For the round 2, row 2, chain 3 and turn the work. Then yarn over, insert the hook into the next SC and work 1 DC. Counting first chain 3 also as a DC, we have 2 DCs now. Then into the next chain 5. In the center of it, work 1 SC like this. Yarn over into the next SC, work 4 DCs, 1, yarn over again, work the second DC, 2, work the third DC in the same SC below, 3, yarn over, work 1 more DC in the same SC here, 4. So we have 4 DCs in this SC below. Then into the next chain 5 around it, work 1 SC like this. So a shell of 4 DCs is created. Chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Into the next chain 5 space in the center of it, around it, work 1 SC. Then yarn over into the next SC here, work 4 DCs, again creating a shell with 4 DCs here. Same way as we just did. 3 and 1 more DC here. 4, a shell is created. Into the next chain 5 here. Around it, work 1 SC like this. So we are alternating shell with 5 chains. Again, chain 5. After the shell, we work 5 chains. Into the next chain 5 around it, work 1 SC like this. And after this chain 5, we'll work the shell in the next SC. So then, yarn over in the next SC here, work 4 DCs to create a shell. 1, 2, 3 and 4. And then into the very next 5 chain space here, work 1 SC. Then chain 5. After the shell, we work 5 chains. Into the next chain 5, around it, work 1 SC like this. And after chain 5 again, we'll work 1 shell in the next SC. So then work 4 DCs in this SC below. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Into this next chain 5 space, work 1 SC. This is what we are creating. Simple round. So we are just working one shell, then chain 5, one shell, then chain 5, and just move all the way like this till you reach the end, and I'll see you at the end. So I'm just nearing the end of this row here. Have worked this chain 5. After the chain 5, yarn over into the next SC, work 4 DCs to work a shell. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Into the next chain 5, then work 1 SC. I'm sorry for this out of focus section, it will soon resume. So after SC, work 5 chains again. And then into this next chain 5 here, work 1 SC around it. And then we have 2 SCs below. Work 1 DC in the first SC, yarn over, work 1 DC in the second SC as well, like this. So we began working this row with 2 DCs, and again we created 2 DCs in the end. And this is the 2 row that we are going to repeat over and over. So then chain 1, turn the work, insert the hook into the very first SC, work 1 SC. Again insert the hook into the next DC and work 1 more SC. So we have 2 SCs at top, 2 DCs below. Then chain 5 into the next chain 5, work 1 SC. We have created 2 SCs in the corner here, atop 2 DCs. Chain 5 again. In the center of the shell, skip 2 DCs, and between 2 and 3, work 1 SC like this. This is the row 1 that we are repeating again. Chain 5, in the next chain 5, work 1 SC, chain 5 again. Again, in the center of the shell, insert the hook and work 1 SC like this, chain 5 again. This is our row 1. Row 3 is like row 1, row 2 is like row 4. Chain 5 again. In the center of the shell, insert the hook, work 1 SC like this. Simple round of 5 chains and SC, 5 chains and SC. Over and over. All the way till you reach the end. So I am just reaching the end. After the SC, chain 5 again. 2, 3, 4 and 5. Then in the center of this shell, work 1 SC, chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And then atop this first DC here, we have 2 DCs. In the first DC, insert the hook, work 1 SC. Into the next chain 3 space, top third chain, insert the hook, work 1 SC. So we have 2 SCs again in the end. Then to begin the next round, which is like round 2, chain 3 and turn the work. 1, 2 and 3, that stands as a DC. Turn the work, yarn over into this SC below, work 1 DC. So we have 2 DCs now, counting first chain 3 also as a DC. Then into this next chain 5, around it work 1 SC like this. This is how we always begin our row 2. So this is row 4 that we are working, that is similar to row 2. Then yarn over into the next SC, work 4 DCs to create a shell. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So atop a shell, we have created a shell again. Into the next chain 5, work 1 SC like this. After the shell, we work 5 chains. So then chain 5, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Around the next chain 5, work 1 SC like this. After chain 5, we work a shell. So then yarn over in the next SC here. Work 4 DCs to create a shell. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Into the next chain 5 around it, work 1 essay like this. So a shell is created, chain 5 again. Into the next chain 5 around it, work 1 essay. And again yarn over into the next essay below here. Atop the shell, we are going to work a shell with 4 DCs. So then work 4 DCs here in this essay. 2, 3 and 4. So a shell is created again. Into the next chain 5 around it, work 1 essay. Simple round. Round 4 is just like round 2. 1 shell, 1 chain 5, 1 shell, 1 chain 5 till we reach the end, and I'll see you at the end here. So here I'm just about to reach the very end. Work the shell here. Into the next chain 5, work 1 essay. Chain 5 the last time here. Into the next chain 5 here, work 1 essay around it, and then we have this essay here. Into the first essay, work 1 DC, yarn over into the next essay, work 1 DC. So we have 4 rows completed till now, and we are just going to repeat row 3 and row 4. You can also call it row 1 and 2, but for your convenience you consider row 3 and row 4 that you have to repeat over and over to reach your desired length. This is simple 2-row pattern, so you can go for any length you wish for, and I'll see you after a short while. Just keep continuing working row 1, row 2, row 1, row 2, or row 3, row 4 over and over. So here I have finished my border, and here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24 rows completed till now, and I just want to keep it till here. This is a broad border done. And nextly I have my 2 rectangular pieces ready, and I have put them with their right sides facing onto the inside, and here this is the wrong side of this rectangle. Also this is the wrong side of this rectangle. So here I have both my rectangular pieces put one onto another, and this is the wrong side of this portion that is showing up. These are the right sides that are facing onto the inside, both the pieces, and this is the wrong side of the lower piece. Just put them like this, and from one side count 5 window panes, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. After 5 window panes, count 7 DCs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and in the 7th DC here, put a marker. We are demarcating the shoulder from this side, from the neck. In the same, counting 5 window panes and 7 DCs, in the 7th DC, put a marker in the back panel as well. And likewise from this side also, count 5 window panes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then add 7 DCs, reach up to the DC row. In that corresponding 7th DC, put a marker, and same way put a marker onto the back panel as well. After 5 window panes and 7 DCs, so we have these. This is the neck demarcated. This is one shoulder portion, and this is the second shoulder portion that we're going to sew together. So nextly we're going to sew the shoulder portion, and choose whichever you want to begin with. I have taken a long thread in my needle, and we are going to sew it till this marker that we have demarcated. So in the corner stitches around them, I'm going to insert my needle, and first I'll put knots there to secure the thread here in the corner like this. And then simply hold the 2 pieces together, stitch onto stitch. Insert this needle from the inner loop of this side, take it out from the inner loop of that side. The 2 loops that are juxtaposed onto the inner side are sewn together. Then again from the inner loop of the back portion, take it out to the inner loop of the front portion. Simple. Again, insert this needle from the inner loop of this side, take it out through the inner loop of that side. Again, put the needle through the inner loop of the back side, take it out through the inner loop of this side like this. Again, through the inner loop of this side, take it out through the inner loop of the other side. Simple. Don't tighten the stitches too much, and if at all you tighten them, just stretch them and go all the way till you reach this marker portion. This is our neck demarcated, this is the shoulder section. So then go on sewing like this and keep stretching it like this so it will even up the stitches. So here I'm just reaching this marker. This is all sewn till here. So I'm just here before this marker stitch. And then again in this marker stitch also, through the inner loops, I'm passing my needle in both the flaps. Take out the marker, and here we are going to put a few knots in the inner loops only to secure this end really well. A couple of knots here like this. Nextly, what I do, I'll simply secure a little thread moving way back from this side towards the shoulder side like this. This is how I prefer to secure my thread to make it really a sturdy one. And then again, after a small distance, I'll put a few knots in the inner loops of the two sections like this, the same way we did in the corner, to strengthen it even more. Secure the thread again in the same direction a little more, and then cut that extra thread out. So it's done for this side. Cut that extra thread out, and this shoulder section is sewn well. See, this is the wrong side showing up, and see, this is the front side. This is how it looks after having sewn. So here our shoulders are well sewn. See how clean it looks. This is the front side, and this is how it looks. Stitches have come really clean. And this is our neck that's been demarcated. Onto the other side also, this is the seam on the front side, and it has come up really clean, unstretched at all. So we have finished sewing the shoulder sections, and nextly, this is our neck that is demarcated, and we are going to just simply work a very simple border around the neck. So into any of the corners you wish, this is the right side of this poncho facing up. In the corner, I am tying my thread here. So then take up the loop and chain 3, 1, 2 and 3. Skip 2 DCs. Into the third one, insert the hook, work 1 slip stitch like this. Just bordering with these chain 3 sets. Chain 3 again, skip 2 DCs below. Into the third one, insert the hook, work 1 slip stitch like this. Simple round. Chain 3 again, skip 2 DCs below. Into the third one, insert the hook, work 1 slip stitch like this. Very simple border. Just keep working 3 chains and 1 slip into the third DC. Chain 3 again, 1, 2 and 3. skip 2 DCs below. In the third one, inside the hook, work 1 slip stitch like this. Chain 3 again, skip 2 DCs below. In the third one, inside the hook, work 1 slip like this. Just move like this till you reach the other corner, and I'll see you here. So I'm just reaching this corner, chain 3, and then into this 1 2 third DC, work 1 slip, then chain 3, and here from here you can count 1 2 and into the third DC on the other side, work 1 slip stitch to join it, and then just keep moving like this till you reach the very beginning where we began here, and I'll see you at this corner. So I've worked it all the way, lined the back portion of the neck also, working my last border stitches, chain 3, and then we have 1 2 in the third DC here. I have just reached the corner. I'm working the slip stitch, and then into this very beginning DC where we had tied the knot, work a slip to reach there, and then put a knot here. Cut the thread a little longer, loose end has to be here, and then we can tie these 2 threads together to secure them even well. And simply secure these loose end onto the inside of the neck. So our neck is well bordered with this very simple border all the way around, and it looks very neat. Nextly, we're going to work a very simple border around the edge of this poncho on this side. This is the shoulder seam coming in between till here. So let's begin working a simple border around this edge. So then into any of the corners in the border, just tie the thread. Around this corner chain 3, I'm tying my thread, and then we'll work the simple border. So then pull up a loop around this, and then chain 4, 1 2 3 and 4, and then after this DC row we have this SC row on the edge. Insert the hook into this SC and work 1 SC. Then again chain 4, 1 2 3 and 4. After the SC we have the DC row, then again we have this SC row after the DC row. If you can stretch it, you can see that SC in the periphery, work 1 SC into it, and then chain 4 again, skip this DC into this SC here, inside the hook, work 1 SC. Simple. In the border we had 2 rows, one began with SC, one began with chain 3 that stands as a DC. So then we are just working into those peripheral DCs and SCs. So then chain 4 again, and we are working our SCs into the SC of the SC row here. Just work 1 SC into this, chain 4 again, and just go working like this till you reach the end of this border here. So I'm just reaching the end, work this SC, then chain 4 again one more time, and here is the first row. Insert the hook in this SC, work 1 SC. So this was the pattern for the border section that we continued. 4 chains 1 SC, 4 chains 1 SC, and from here we'll be working with different chain numbers. So then chain 2, we have DCs here in this. If it's a chain 3 in this third chain, or you can also work the stitch around this chain 3 in this stitch, work 1 SC, chain 2 again in this DC, in the space showing up, work 1 SC again, chain 2 again into this chain 3, insert the hook in the space showing up and work 1 SC, chain 2 again, we are working chain 2 and 1 SC, then again into this DC, space, work 1 SC, chain 2 again, into this chain 3, top third chain, work 1 SC, chain 2, simple border, and again into this stitch, work 1 SC, chain 2 again, and if you don't find a corner space, then you can also work 1 SC around that DC. So I'm just, and if you happen to see this window pane, then also chain 2, and in this corner DC, in the space showing up, work 1 SC, chain 2, same way we are going to move there as well, and in the space in the corner DC, work 1 SC. Simple. We worked 4 chains 1 SC in this mesh border, 4 chain 1 SC in the SC, 4 chain 1 SC in the SC, 4 chain 1 SC in the SC, and just work till here. And then from here, after this last SC, we began working 2 chain and then 1 SC in the space of the corner DC, and then again 2 chains and then 1 SC into the space in the last DC here, then again 2 chain 1 SC, 2 chain 1 SC, and just keep moving like this till you reach this end of this panel here, and I'll see you here, because from here onwards again we'll change the pattern to, after working the SC, we'll work 4 chains here in this border section as we did on the other side. So I'll see you at the end. So I'm just reaching this end here, worked my last SC, chain 2 and then 1 SC into the very first SC of this border section. Then from here onwards, chain 4, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and again we have this DC row, skip it into this SC, work 1 SC, chain 4 again, 1, 2, 3 and 4, skip this DC row into this SC, insert the hook and work 1 SC like this, chain 4 again, simple, skip this DC into the next SC, work 1 SC. Just move like this till you reach the end. So I'm just reaching the corner, chain 4, and in the corner SC, work 1 last SC, and then put a knot, secure with a well put knot here. The thread is well secured. So here the border is well done, and I have created this border on both the edges of this poncho the similar way, and then I'm going to put tassels in all the 4 corners of this poncho in this chain 4. I have made 4 such tassels. How to make a tassel and how to attach it to your project, I've already shared this video in my channel, so please go through it. So in this chain 4, I have my needle with this long thread of the tassel, and I'll just secure it into this chain 4 in the corner only. And I've also shared this tassel video in the iCard as well, so please go through it. So I have secured it here well, and same way put 3 more tassels in the other 3 corners as well. So a poncho is ready here. See, this is the demarcated and bordered neck. This is the shoulder sections that we have sewn on both the sides. The shoulder also is sewn well, and we have tassels put in the corners. Bordered and tasseled on this side as well. If you open it like this and keep it like this, so this is how it looks. This is one rectangular piece, and this is another rectangular piece, and this is the shoulder section that's been sewn together. I hope the tutorial helps. So here our beautiful poncho is ready. I hope the tutorial helps. Many thanks to you all. Much love, and please do consider subscribing to my channel. See you next time.